Basketball fans are obsessed with size. It doesn't matter whether it's long like Wembanyama, short like Kawamura, or large like Lofton Jr. People are weirdly fascinated seeing these guys play, and based on that, perhaps the most interesting story in the world of basketball right now is what's happening in EuroLeague. This season has been full of surprises. Back-to-back finalists Real Madrid are the 13th seed. The defending champions Panathinaikos are fighting for a playoff spot, but what nobody expected was the newest EuroLeague team to be the number 1 seed in the continent. And the main reason for that is Timothy Shorts. At 5'9", TJ is currently the shortest EuroLeague player, and he might just be the best, proving that in the most competitive basketball league in the world, that size doesn't matter. What TJ Shorts is doing right now seems impossible, but so is his story to get to this point. TJ Shorts, a Cali-born hooper, has been overlooked his entire career. Despite being a baller in high school, he received 0 D1 scholarship offers, forcing him to take the JUCO college route. Matter of fact, he wears the number 0 jersey to this day as a badge of honor to remind himself how far he's come. After averaging 20 points per game at Saddleback College, he finally got his D1 opportunity at UC Davis. In 2 seasons, Shorts averaged 15.2 points, 4.3 assists, 4.7 rebounds, and 1.8 steals per game. He had proven himself to be one of the top players in the Big West Conference, winning Newcomer of the Year and the Player of the Year award in 2018. But in the grand scheme of things of college basketball, TJ Shorts was still a nobody. In the 2019 NBA draft, he had as much chance of making a Summer League team or a G League roster as he did to get drafted, which was 0. He wasn't even somebody teams were looking at on their extended scouting lists. At this point, he was happy to just be able to play basketball for a living and not have to work a normal job. He got this opportunity signing with Latvian club Ventspils. They play in the joint Latvian-Estonian league, which to put into context isn't even one of the top 12 domestic basketball leagues in Europe. TJ Shorts started off as a youngster with everything to prove. At first, he came off the bench before becoming the team's starting point guard. Despite a strong start to the season, before he had the chance to compete for a championship, the season was cancelled due to the pandemic. And after averaging 11.5 points and 5 assists, he'd caught the attention of scouts in Germany, but not the big clubs like Bayern Munich or Alba Berlin. No, he signed with the Hamburg Towers, who with just 3 wins all season finished with the worst record in the Bundesliga, which is the top division of German pro basketball. In just his 2nd season overseas, TJ Shorts proved to be an impactful player. He averaged 19.3 points and 6.6 assists in all competitions, and led Hamburg to the playoffs with a 21-13 record. But TJ Shorts had proven that he can play in one of Europe's top 10 leagues, and at the end of the season he left Hamburg to join another German team in the same league, the Kreuzheim Merlins. This was Shorts' 2nd season in Germany and when he became one of the best guards in German basketball. TJ Shorts led the Bundesliga in scoring, averaging 21 points per game. He made the All-Bundesliga 2nd team, but after missing out on the playoffs, decided at the end of the season to part ways with the team. TJ Shorts was on the move again but stayed in Germany, signing with Telekom Bonn. This was a step up to a bigger club domestically, and Shorts had his best season yet, leading his team to the number 1 seed in the regular season, made the All-Bundesliga 1st team, and was MVP of the regular season. The club had never won a German league title before, and this was supposed to be their year. Shorts continued his form into the playoffs, leading his team to the finals, where they shockingly, despite going 32-2 in the regular season, lost in the finals to the number 7th seed. And while this was no doubt a painful loss, it wasn't Shorts' only chance at silverware during the 2022-23 season, because TJ Shorts was playing in the Basketball Champions League, which for those who don't know isn't quite the same Champions League from European football. It's more like the Conference League behind the EuroLeague and Euro Cup. Playing on the European stage was the biggest opportunity of Shorts' career, and he made the most of it, averaging 19.5 points, 6.8 assists, making the All-Champions League 1st team and winning MVP of the Champions League. He led Bonn to the Final Four. Shorts had 21 points and 7 assists in the semi-final, and in the final against Hapoel Jerusalem, Shorts did what needed to be done.
TJ tries to get away from Cornelius. He does. He puts it up. He makes the shot.
Between the ball handler and the roller, and then it was
here comes TJ. He goes left. Now he cuts back. He gets into the paint. He puts it up and in. Here is TJ Shorts again. 3-point shot is good. Look at him. He's skipping down the court. Kleiser trying to guard an unguardable TJ Shorts. He puts it up. It's good. TJ Shorts again.
TJ Shorts had 29 points and 7 assists, leading Bonn to their first European title in club history. And to cap off his historic Champions League campaign, was awarded MVP of the Final Four. Summer 2023, TJ Shorts had proved himself to be a star in the European basketball scene, but people didn't know just how good he really was. And when his championship coach from Bonn was appointed head coach of the Paris basketball project, he took Shorts with him to the French capital. Now, Paris basketball is very interesting. They are a new club founded in 2018 and had to work their way up from the lowest leagues in France, and were only recently promoted to the LNB Pro A League for the first time in 2021. But just because they're now playing in the highest league of domestic basketball in France doesn't mean their aspirations stop there. They want to become one of Europe's biggest basketball clubs, and the previous season they had qualified for Euro Cup, which is for European football fans the Europa League of European basketball. Coach Thomas Isolo brought his unique fast-paced style of basketball with him to France, and to say the Euro Cup wasn't ready for it would be an understatement. TJ Shorts was the heart and soul of this team. Domestically in the League Cup final, Paris were massive underdogs, up against the French champions and EuroLeague MVP Mike James. TJ Shorts dropped 23 points along with 5 assists, leading Paris to a shock victory and the first trophy in club history. He was MVP of the tournament, and in the French league he was just as good. He led the Pro League in scoring and won the regular season MVP award. But TJ Shorts saved his best play for the European stage. Paris were unstoppable in Euro Cup, finishing the regular season as the #1 seed, losing just once in the entire season. Individually, Shorts averaged 17.6 points, 7.6 assists, 3.1 rebounds, and 1.8 steals with one of the highest efficiency ratings in Cup history. Not only did he lead the Euro Cup in assists, but he broke the all-time record for most assists in a season. To no surprise, he was Euro Cup MVP, but he elevated his play again in the Euro Cup playoffs. He had 21 points and 9 assists in the quarter-final against Badalona. Then in a best-of-3 series against the London Lions, Paris swept the British champions, and after leading the series in points and assists, Shorts was named MVP of the semi-finals, leading his team to the Euro Cup finals for the first time ever. This series was massive for Paris. Winning the Euro Cup title would not only be an incredible accomplishment for the club, but would allow them to participate in the EuroLeague the following season, which for a club that was founded with the aspirations to become a European powerhouse has been the main goal from the beginning. The final series was not going to be easy. Paris were facing off against fellow French club Gielbourg Basket, led by none other than Zachary Risacher, who was the #1 pick in the 2024 NBA draft. He was denied perhaps his only shot at ever winning a European title because of one short man known as TJ.
Down in his defensive stance, Shorts crosses him up, gets to the edge of the lane, high elevation. TJ Shorts, ball not leaving his hands, and why would it, as you can get to space, count the bucket.
As well though from Shorts, who looks to take it right at Brown on the crossovers, putting on the MVP moves.
Shorts
6 perfect
wants to
points
get to the basket.
for Massa. Shorts, long two, knocks this one down.
Shutting down the fast break of Paris. They get him back quickly.
Oh, Kratzer with the cram.
Playing with those 4 fouls. This man's been pretty big as well, though.
Paris swept them in the finals, and TJ Shorts, as dominant as ever, added the Euro Cup Finals MVP award to his incredible resume. What TJ Shorts had accomplished was incredible. Clean sweeping MVP, Finals MVP, and winning the championship in back-to-back major European competitions. He'd proven himself in the European basketball landscape and couldn't be ignored, but the biggest test of his career awaited him this summer. Paris basketball were now in the EuroLeague, the highest level of pro basketball outside the NBA. And whether they were doubters or believers, all eyes were on the rookie point guard. As a first-year team, Paris had little expectations. Basket News had them ranked 16th of 18 teams in the preseason power rankings. People thought that after losing their head coach mastermind to the NBA, that this team wouldn't be the same. And at first, they weren't. In the club's first EuroLeague game ever, they were defeated by Serbian giant Crvena Zvezda. Then in their second game, matching up against former EuroLeague MVP Nikola Nikola Mirotic and Olimpia Milano, Paris lost again. They were 0-2 to start the season, and when seeing who they were up against in Game 3, almost everybody would have penciled in another loss on their record. They faced the EuroLeague champions Panathinaikos, on the road in arguably the most hostile home environment in world basketball, up against the legendary Elgin Ataman, Kendrick Nunn, Kostas Sloukas, Lorenzo Brown, Cedi Osman, Matej Lazor, Omar Yurtseven, Kostas Antetokounmpo and so many other top EuroLeague players. Nobody would have thought that this game against this team would mark the beginning of something special.
Now, Shorts goes right by him. Shorts, the runner, got it! Shorts now with the mismatch. Is he gonna go to work here on Yurtseven? You can see the help defenders trying to help out. Shorts, stop and pop. Bingo! TJ Shorts! Shorts gets the rub from Ward. Now goes at the Lithuanian. Stop and pop. Got it. Shot on Ward. Will it count? Ty Shorts with the finger roll finish. Oh, TJ Shorts. Get some pine time. There's a line on him. Oh, Shorts inside out dribble. Got it.
Paris came up with one of the biggest upset wins in the EuroLeague this season. TJ Shorts had 16 points and 7 assists, and this victory gave them the confidence that they could compete with anybody. And after losing their next game narrowly to Bayern Munich, Paris went on a run of form that nobody could have expected. In a massive game up against their French rivals Monaco, Shorts had 28 points and 10 assists in a huge win.
But Paris are very much sticking to their identity.
TJ Shorts with the opportunity to go to the free throw line and add one more. 8 Eliakobo with 8 for the home team as TJ Shorts second quarter, where AS Monaco have rattled off 8 points without reply. So the shot clock in the red. TJ Shorts taking control, gets to his spot at the elbow. Mamjaite with the challenge, but over the outstretched arm of the shot blocker.
They then added another 2 consecutive wins against Alba Berlin and Baskonia. Then against Partizan Belgrade and FIBA star guard Carlik Jones, Shorts had another solid performance, with 13 points and 8 assists, icing free throws in the clutch to secure a third consecutive victory. The next big test for Paris came against Lithuanian giant Žalgiris, one of the top seeds led by Lonnie Walker, and in a battle of the rookie point guards, it was TJ Shorts who came out on top.
Here's Shorts. Kratzer with a screen and a half. Oh. Less than 2 to play, first half. Paris up by 1 point, but Shorts is left wide open. Guess what? Where's he going to go? He's going to drive it. I think he'll draw the foul as well. They've got to watch for his burst. There's a lane open. There he goes again. And a quick response. Yantunen outside. Shorts goes for a massive 3. That is insane.
Shorts finished with 21 points and 6 assists. Lonnie Walker, for comparison, had just 8 points. It wasn't much of a contest, and Paris's November form continued. Up against the stacked Barcelona team with Jabari Parker, Willy Hernan Gomez and Kevin Punter, this was supposed to be a big challenge, and yet it was Paris's most convincing win yet.
Shorts being forced right. Crossing up Satoransky, get to his left and not picked off. Oh my goodness. Gets it back to the half-court logo where TJ Shorts awaits. Into the lane, stops edge of the lane. Wow. TJ Shorts looking to probe and penetrate with the handle. Gets to his spot at the elbow, and that is automatic. Largest lead in the game has been 15 for Paris at the start of the second quarter. 15-33 is TJ Shorts. This is simply sensational from TJ Shorts. Energy, encouragement now. Oh, behind the back to shake off Jan Vesely. Into the lane and using the glass like a geometric genius.
Paris destroyed the Catalan Giants in their own backyard, thanks to another heroic effort by TJ Shorts, who had 24 points and 9 assists in this game. This win made it 5 in a row for Paris. They were tested again against Bologna. The game went down to the wire, but Paris found a way again to get the job done and extend their win streak to 6. TJ Shorts did it again with another near double-double performance with 19 points and 9 assists. Then again against Israeli Israeli club Maccabi Tel Aviv, Paris won convincingly again. Shorts had 22 points and 8 assists. Paris had won 7 in a row, were rapidly climbing the standings and looking unbeatable. But another massive test awaited them: Greek giants Olympiacos. Unlike the Panathinaikos game from earlier in the season, everybody now knew Paris were legit, and it doesn't get much harder in EuroLeague than playing Olympiacos on the road. They've been consistently a Final Four team, and after adding EuroLeague MVP Sasha Vezenkov as well as veteran Evan Fournier from the NBA, since the off-season many people have them as the favourites to win this year's title. This game was the ultimate test for Paris, to find out whether their run of form was a fluke, or if they're to be taken seriously as one of the best basketball teams in Europe. The game was close and competitive. Towards the end of the fourth quarter, it was gonna come down to who wanted it more, and we found out exactly which team really wanted this.
There's a 4.5 second differential. Low, free for the three. Bang! Fournier let it slip. And with that goes any chance of the win. Efi, the dagger.
Paris held on and got the job done, extending their win streak to 8 games and taking the spot as the #1 seed in the EuroLeague standings. They finished the month of November undefeated, and despite losses in their last 2 games to ASVEL and Real Madrid, they remain tied for the #1 spot. And TJ Shorts, after winning the Player of the Month award in November, is now one of the front-running candidates to be MVP of the EuroLeague. Right now, TJ Shorts is third in scoring, averaging 19.3 points per game. He's second in assists with 7.9 per game. He's one of the best passers and scorers in European basketball, and if he keeps this up and leads his team to the best record, there's no reason why he can't win MVP again. We are witnessing one of the greatest and fastest club transformations in basketball history, from an obscure startup club in Paris to the top of the highest level of European basketball in half a decade. Paris have proven themselves against the best of the best, and are legitimate EuroLeague title contenders. And while it's still early in the season, are you willing to write off TJ Shorts? He arrived in Europe as a nobody, playing outside the top 10 leagues, and in only a few years, he's proven himself to be arguably the best guard in the continent. The question now is, can he do the impossible? Three-peating European titles with the Champions League, Euro Cup and now EuroLeague would be an unprecedented accomplishment. And if he was to do so in the same fashion he did the last 2 seasons, winning both MVP and Finals MVP along with the chip, then it's only a matter of time before the NBA comes calling. What people are probably wondering is, can TJ Shorts play in the NBA? The logical answer is no. At 5'8", TJ is too short, no pun intended, and other than Yuki Kawamura, who we talked about in our last video, he'd be the shortest active NBA player. He'd also be the fastest. TJ's biggest strength is that he's the fastest player every time he steps onto the court. He plays at a pace nobody can keep up with, dictates the game from the point guard position, can score, can pass. He's the ultimate floor general that can do a bit of everything. That being said, what he does in Europe would be a lot harder in the NBA with how much taller, longer and athletic the average NBA player is. His kryptonite would be the 3-point shot. For as good as he is as a player, he isn't a consistent outside shooter in Europe and never has been. And with his size disadvantage along with the further 3-point line, he projects to be a bad shooter by NBA standards. Defensively, he'd likely get exposed simply because of his height. There's a lot of reasons why you can make the case he wouldn't have the same success in the NBA, but does that mean he doesn't deserve a chance? Are we really willing to write off a player who's exceeded expectations everywhere he's gone and made the impossible his reality time and time again? TJ Shorts would argue he's defied the odds at every level of basketball he's ever played. Whenever he's made the jump to a higher level, he's maintained his high level of play. There's never been an adjustment period or any sort of drop-off. So why can't he do the same one more time and test himself at the highest level of basketball in the world? At 28 years old, he's entering the prime of his basketball career, and it's safe to say the best is still to come. Matter of fact, we might just see the best this season. Stay tuned. But what do you guys think? Can TJ Shorts play in the NBA? Do you think that Paris basketball can win the EuroLeague? Let me know down below in the comments. If you've made it up to this point in the video and enjoyed, go check out our last video on the shortest NBA player, talking about Yuki Kawamura and his time in the NBA and G League so far. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications if new around. And on that note, it's DKM signing out. Until next time, and peace.